So, hello everybody. I will talk about how we get streaming, that's okay, streaming content under control. So, what we have done, we are a company that builds content management systems since 2001. So we have built different systems that actually manage content from ingest, processing to play out. What we saw the last years, the last 5 to 10 years, we saw broadcasters developing their OTT backends, but actually not really focusing on the distribution, on streaming, on OTT. It was actually just some sidetrack, and in this sidetrack, a backend developed that is complicated, that has a lot of APIs, that has a lot of, let's say, complexity into it, and it really grew, and it was not really. There are not many systems out there that are accurately planned and really set up in a fashion to say, okay, are they sustainable for the next 5 to 10 years? And one reason is that you do have a lot of functionality built into in a monolithic way. So you have a lot set up out there that is right now running that contains really a diverse spectrum of features that are really heavy to control. What we see today is we have a lot of front ends that have their own middleware to connect to the right backend system, because there is so much complexity to get the data out and to get them on the different front ends where you want to display it for your users. So some 3-4 years ago, we in Axionom, we thought about how can we actually solve that? How can we care for systems that can evolve the next not 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years? How can we actually simplify the way how you develop, how you deploy, and how you run content management? And one of the first things that we came across was microservices, obviously, to really separate your domain, to really separate what you're doing, and to really say, okay, I have my services by domain separated from each other so that I can scale each service in their own way, that I can replace each service in an own way, that I can use services from different vendors, so that I really build a platform that fits to what I need. And if we have a look on the landscape today and you have a platform that is built in a monolithic way, you can not replace everything in one step. So what you need is, you need to replace it step by step. You need to incrementally add new services. And we thought we do need to provide a platform, a streaming platform, where you can take just one service, where you can take an image service or media asset management service, and where you can really focus on replacing step by step one service after the other. And therefore, what you can see here is basically we separated our services here in blue. We separated them into different microservices. So you see a media service where you actually manage all your data, you manage everything what you need, your collections, you manage your descriptions. So everything you manage here in the media service, and then you publish it into a catalog service where basically the data is not structured in the same way. So the data is set up for being play out, to be provisioned to the front ends, to be scalable. So the first service is to really curate your content. The second service is to scale it and to globally make it available. And then you see a lot of other services around that. You have an image service. You have a monetization service. So where you actually create your subscription plans, where you take your content and decide, okay, that's premium content, that's for subscription ABC. And then you have a separated billing service where you integrate your payment providers. So you integrate your payment providers into a service that interprets your monetization settings, and which is accessible for the users, and to do all the processing you need to monetize your content. And we have a DRM service. So we have a protection mechanism for your content, and everything what you can see here is replaceable. So you can use another DRM vendor, and you can use our catalog service, or you can use both from our side. So that's very crucial for us, that it's possible to take each service independent from each other and either build up your platform with the services you need or replace the services in your current platform as it makes sense for you. Now, you can see there are services that are dark blue and services that are light blue. Services that are dark blue are software as a service offerings. So what you can have here is everything is at hand in the cloud, developed to be used. Light blue, media asset management, catalog, entitlement services are open source. Why we make this separation? We believe that there is functionality that is standard, that you do not need to build, so you can just buy it. There are other services like how do you actually structure your data, how do you structure your metadata. These services are different. These services are depending on your business model, on the data available, how you want to create it, how you want to combine it, how you want to sell it. So these services are open source. And we support the development of these services with your in-house teams, with your partners, so that it's possible that you create your own value proposition for the market. So these separations we have done. Now you see here on the right side, everything in green, all the front end, or in here on the left side, all the ingest part, the content side. That is actually not what we provide. This is something that where we work with partners. So we believe we are not the front end guys, but we know how front end needs. We know the front end needs from the back end perspective. So we can provide the right infrastructure for the front ends to integrate with backend, to integrate with a flexible backend that has open source, that is flexible in the APIs so that the front ends can use the backends in the way they need it and do not need to build or invent their own middleware that leads to another confusion and to other complexity into the system. So, to wrap that up, for us, the focus to have the services separated, not only technically from each other, also from the concept, to have it open source, or to have the services as software as a service, and to provide this in a fashion that you can take parts of them, take other services from other vendors, or you may not need them at all. Everything is meant to support the future of streaming backends, to get them under control, to develop faster, to have a faster time to market, to have less complexity in each of the domains, and to really use only that what you need, to pay only for that what you need, because the payment model we have set up is for each service is usage based. So for us, it's important that you only pay that what you really use, and you do not get whatever functionality that you actually pay but never need. That was the Axonom product that we want to offer you, and so if you have any question to our setup and to how we have done it, please ask me after the show. Thank you.